Guys, I'm back. This is the Maeve color that we had. Yeah, I'm gonna add some too. And I put some 03 in it to darken it back up, because remember we had it lightened for Elijah. Well, I darkened it a little bit, so I added a lot of thinner to it, but I want to add even more thinner because it needs to be almost wash consistency. So as you can see, it's fairly thin compared to where it was. And I need a clean sponge. I did a test and it was too thick. Okay, so I get most of it. Okay, so we're gonna use a sponge. Okay, here we go. Miss Maeve. So you're going to lightly pounce over her brows. And you can wipe off excess. You're going to pounce it to where it will be blended. I don't want that to be blended, so I'm going to wipe off what I don't want, and then I'm going to re-pounce. And I'm going to show one side compared to the other. I need to let it dry just a smidge because it'll always dry different than when it goes on wet. As you can see, it's pretty thin. I'm trying to do this very quickly so it's a shorter video. I need to run into town and upload what I've got. Can you see where I didn't hit? You can also tear off the tip here and go like this and put paint on the tip there. Oh, I don't want to paint on her eyebrow. Or I don't want to paint on the makeup looking part, the eyelid. Okay, so I'm going to dry just a little bit quicker. I hit that twice just to darken it up a little bit. Now you could do it 2, 3 times. Sometimes I've done it 4 times just because I want it a little bit darker, especially when you're doing a biracial baby or a African American baby. So I'm just kind of, all right. That's the side that's not done. That's the side that's done. And basically this is called staining. It'll ever dry. I got makeup wedge fuzzies in there. Okay. So see, it's a little darker. And that kind of helps make it look more blended with the rest of the hair, the little baby hairs, so it doesn't look so stark. Like, whoa. And of course you want to do it all over the hair, just kind of give it that final blend all over. Gives the baby a little bit more depth, bit of realism. Be really careful where you're putting it. You don't want to put it like down on the nape of the neck. Unless you put baby hairs back there, I guess. Okay. And you would not need to bake between layers. You would just add on there as much as you want. Okay. I want it blended. Especially there where it connects to the rest of the head. When this dries, I'm going to hit that little baby hair area again. Oops, give it just a second here. Whoa. I'm going to go do a second coat all over. Remember to let it dry a little bit between layers. And hit those little areas again. Be gentle. Blend it in really well. That's basically it. That's all you do for staining. Okay, we're gonna bake, and then when we get done, this is when you would do like the little Mila, or you can go back through and refinalize any of your little capillaries if you want to draw capillaries on the eyes, or go back over the veins to try to get them a little bit darker. But yeah, that's it. That baby is done. And then after you get done whatever you're going to do as far as any extra detailing, get that done now. And then you'll need to my mind just went blank. Give me just like that. You'll need to varnish the whole thing again. We already did the head and the limbs once because we wanted to make sure we're not going to wipe off eyebrows as we're painting them. But now it's time to go ahead and seal it completely up. We're going to go back over. We're going to do the entire head. Do not do the eyelash parts. Try to stay away from the eyelashes. If you're going to root the baby, stay away from wherever you're rooting the baby. So, if you are a rooter and you skip the paint part, that's okay. You can varnish again. Avoid the eyelids and avoid the head if you're rooting. So, but varnish everything else. And then once you varnish, you're going to bake it 3 times. You're going to lower the temp to like 260, or I think that's like 135 or something. 235, 135. Ugh, my math is off. Whatever it is in Celsius, you'll have to like convert it over, but I do it for 255 or 260, and then I'm going to bake for 11 minutes the first time because I want the oven to heat up. Let it cool completely, and then you're going to bake it again with that lower heat to like 255, and you're going to bake it for 12 minutes because you want longer time, more heat, and you'll end up cooling it down again and then baking it a 3rd time. So bake, cool down, bake, cool down, bake. And then we'll be ready to root and stick a magnet in his mouth. And that'll be the next video. Okay, thanks guys.